So I'm joined here with Anna. Anna, thank you so much for joining us today. So to get started, could you tell us your full name, your major, minor, as well as what college you go to?
Always, Zach. So my name is Anna Peterbaugh. I am a rising senior at SMU, and I am studying mechanical engineering with a double major in French.
Great. So growing up, what was it that first attracted you to engineering? Is it a specific moment, an experience?
So I would say throughout my whole schooling career, I've always been really good at math and science, and I really kind of didn't get to explore the whole engineering aspect until high school. There wasn't a lot of classes that were offered at my high school in terms of engineering, but I took the two that they had, and I really just kind of fell in love with the whole engineering process and learning it.
Walk us through what that decision-making process was like for you, deciding that you finally wanted to do engineering as a major.
All right, so I was pretty also wishy-washy since grade school, I guess. I thought for a long time that I wanted to do political science, and then that really kind of changed in high school when I realized, oh, I'm really good at math and I really enjoy the math and science aspect more than any political science that I've done. So as I was looking at colleges and kind of really deciding what I wanted to major in and what I wanted my career to be in, I landed on engineering. I knew that that was something that was going to satisfy me, and kind of I was going to be the most happy in that, and SMU was really just the place for me.
I know engineering is something that you find really rewarding. If you were to break down one or two things, what do you find most rewarding about engineering?
I would say that moment when everything just clicks. It's a hard major. I've taken a lot of pretty hard classes, and it's been frustrating, and I've thought about quitting a few times, but that moment when I put in so much work and everything just clicks and I finally get it and I can finish that class and see how much I've learned and grown from that class, best feeling in the world.
So you mentioned you thought about quitting. I think that's a pretty common thing that a lot of students feel like, is whether you should stick with the major or not. Were there any other struggles that you came across in either in your classes or outside your classes?
So I have struggled a lot in the classroom. Engineering, challenging major, as you know, but I would say the most challenging thing that I've faced in terms of engineering so far in college is when I had a job last year in engineering and I had to work on a team with many other interdisciplinary engineers, and there was one coworker that I had in specific that it was just really hard to work with her, and getting her on the same page as the rest of us was nearly impossible at some times, but the way that we overcame that and got around that is we made sure that we could just focus on one goal. Even if it was really small, just one specific thing that we could both agree on, and then go from there to work towards the end goal of our project. That made the whole difference, and we ended up with a pretty successful project in the end.
That's so awesome. So you mentioned your job. So obviously you're involved in other things outside of just academics. How do you find that you're able to best manage your time between all those different aspects of your life?
So I'm really a busybody. My freshman year I joined a lot of clubs, and I kind of got narrowed down as I progressed in my college career, and prioritizing is a big thing. I'm a big work before you play kind of person. I love to hang out with my friends. I love to hang out with my sorority sisters. I love to do my marching band activities, but really I have to make sure that schoolwork comes first, always.
So you're a senior this year.
Yes.
So if you're to think back to your freshman year, why was it that some people either chose to join engineering or opt out when they were first doing that whole wishy-washy thing, deciding their major?
So I've seen it kind of from both ways. I've seen people switch in and I've seen people switch out. Most people who switch out and in also come from other STEM majors, but switching out I think comes from people just don't find the rewardingness of engineering. It's really hard, and if you can't find passion in it, then it's really hard to stay motivated and do the work and be happy with it. So I would say it's that, the workload, very challenging, that makes people switch out.
It's great that you've been able to find it very rewarding. What have you learned about yourself, either in communication style, leadership style, anything related to that when taking classes in it?
So I've what I've discovered about myself since college is I can be a leader. I kind of never realized it. I never took on any leadership roles in high school, didn't think that I was going to ever fit for that, but since joining college, in group projects, I've really taken on the leadership role, and in my job, I am now going to be the new head TA, which is something that I never thought that I would actually do, but I find a lot of enjoyment in leading.
Yeah, so you didn't even know you were going to be a TA and that happened? Were there other surprises? I know college is the time when you don't really know a lot of what's going to happen.
So yeah, discovering that I liked leading and that I was going to be a TA in the first place, not much less head TA, was something that surprised me, but I think something else that surprised me about engineering is how interdisciplinary it is. You really, in today's world, you really cannot work on a project and just have it be one discipline or one person creating something. It's always about a team with people who think differently than you, different majors than you, so that you can come together and create something that is truly worthwhile.
Yeah, that collaboration and team aspect of engineering is super important. Last question for you. If you could give one piece of advice to people who are going to be going into engineering or considering going into engineering, what would that be?
I would say get to know everyone around you. All the kids in your class, it's really important to make study groups because everyone's brain works differently, so something that you don't understand, maybe someone else gets it really great, and something that maybe you can just pick up like that, someone else is really struggling with. So it's really important to be a team in classes, especially even if it's individual work, that if you know something well enough to teach it, you know it well enough to get an A in that class. And also getting to know TAs and professors, of course, is very important when it comes to grading and final times.
That's great advice. Thank you so much, Anna.
Of course, thank you, Zach.